This is Something Like That with Nav, not on the frequency, not on the satellite, online all the way in all your streaming platforms. My name is Nav. How you doing? How you feeling? Welcome to another episode of what's the show called again? Something Like That. That's right. I just said it and I completely forgot about it. That's because I'm kind of I'll just be very honest with you. This particular episode, I am going to be blushing. I'm going to be shy because I'm just trying to recollect the last conversation I had with these three amazing ladies, which was pretty much 2 years ago. We were giggling and laughing all the way. And I knew I was blushing to a certain extent, but due to the complexion of my skin, you couldn't see that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again in this particular show because they are out with a brand new single. We're going to talk about that. It's none other than TIGA SOUL. We have Sashi, we have Alicia, we have Kelly. They are back again.
Hello, everyone.
Nice. This is how I like the podcast to be, as loud as possible. I just wish I had a studio for this. How have you been? It's been 2 years. Can you believe it? 2 years since we last spoke. Is it 2 years?
Yes, 2 years.
Yes, our last single was out in 2020. That was when we had our last interview.
That is such a long time. It felt like it was just like a couple of months back or maybe late
That's
last
the
year.
thing. Yeah. When I
It's
checked
like when
our Spotify, also, I was like, wait, how? How has it been 2 years?
Exactly. It's just like time's flying so fast. When I was chatting with Sashi yesterday, he said, yes, after 2 years, we're back again. It's like, what? 2 years already? That explains all the white hair for me. But anyway.
We also had some.
Yeah, you ladies are still young. You have a way long time for that, man. Another 1 or 2 decades to go. But anyway, so what have you girls have been up to for the past 2 years? I mean, of course, music, everybody was kind of locked here and there. I know you guys did a couple of shows here and there. Kelly, you were busy doing some online stuff here. You did some online performances. And Sashi, you still have your show. And Alicia, I know you're teaching. But apart from that, what else were you guys doing for 2 years?
Surviving.
Yes, that's the word. Trying to keep afloat.
Yeah.
Let's find out, because 2 years is a very long time, and I'm pretty sure there's something interesting that would have taken place during this time.
So
what was it?
We actually did finish some songs as well in between those years. But right now, that's why we're trying to pick up the pace from that pandemic, because a lot of our music video production and everything got delayed, and with all of that, our marketing also got delayed. So that's why now it's this is okay, a good fresh start with you.
Okay. So wait, this is the year. How many songs have you written within this past 2 years?
Oh, wow.
20, 30, 40?
No.
That's
We wish
2 years is a long time.
Yeah. No, but at the same time, we were all also busy with our own things. Like me with content, Kelly with her streaming, and Alyssa with her teaching as well. So I think especially during the pandemic, when we weren't able to perform, because that's also a way of us getting income, we had to prioritize wherever we can by staying afloat as well on our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a group, we were just trying to come together and write songs. So at least that was our creative outlet. And now that things are picking up again, we're okay. And now, there's also so many new venues.
Yes.
We're okay, girls, who do you want me to pitch to? Okay, Kelly's performing here. Okay, Kelly, you let us know how's this venue and stuff like that. We're wow, it's so exciting.
That's a lot. Especially it's once the whole thing opened up, I just realized that there's almost a show almost every day. Every weekend there is a show. And I'm going broke trying to figure out how am I to buy all the tickets. It's like, okay, I got to check out this show. I got to check out that show. Then you calculate your budget. It's like, oh man, I need another job just for this, man.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I guess it's actually a good thing that venues are starting to charge slightly higher. It means that, we're starting to value live performance more, but of course it's not that great for our own wallets,
Yeah, I could imagine. But at least the good thing is you're just getting back in the groove. I'm pretty sure 2 years you guys were also you need some warm-up sessions, how they play in footballs, they got to have this, you bully the small ones first, you just warm up games and stuff. So I mean, as performers, you guys have to have that also, right?
So at least for Kelly and Alyssa, Kelly was singing on stream and Alyssa was also teaching with singing and dancing and everything. I stopped singing at that time. Because I was doing purely content. So I remember when we had our first show coming back after the lockdown, I was so nervous. And I told them, guys, I feel like a grandma, man. I need to like warm up 10 times more, get back into the groove, remember how to do this.
Oh man, that would have been tough, isn't it? It's like getting how long was the show for?
How long was the show
Standard
for?
lah, you
Was
know,
it?
like
Standard, yeah.
Half an hour, 45 minutes,
I
2
can't
hours.
even remember what show this was.
I know,
It
because
was-
I saw your social media. There was something about you guys, your girls performing after a long time. It's like, okay, I missed it. I couldn't really check it out. So I was like, okay, how was it like for these girls? 2 years break and then coming up back in action, dance routines, vocals. Has that changed for you all?
I think mainly we were very lucky. We had like kind of a warm up sessions. Like we have some corporate shows that were not so
Okay.
demanding. Then leading up to like the big one, which was Bobo KL, which we had in April. So that was pretty much like the big comeback. And I think we prepared ourselves enough. We also like, oh girls, we better rehearse a bit more for this. And make sure every song is like properly teased out before we actually go on stage. So I think the preparation helped us to be, better prepared for the performance. Not to say in the past we don't rehearse lah, we do.
Yeah, you do the kind of stuff. But I was just curious a bit. I was just thinking about girl groups. I mean, or rather, your groups as yourselves, compared with individual artists or a band itself. How does it work for you all in terms of scheduling or already getting together and practicing? How does that work? Because I know bandmates is like, okay, let's get a studio, let's go jam for a session, and some people can play the instruments at home and then they send the audio tracks. But for a group as yourselves, how does that work for you all? What's your routine like?
I think it really
Sachi
helps
can
that-
talk about our scheduling.
Yeah, it really helps that all three of us are very organized people and
Okay.
we love planning everything ahead.
Hmm.
So
Ah.
our system is that the two of them will pass me their schedule for the month, and I will
Mhm.
try to slot in whenever we need rehearsal for this show, or whenever we have to shoot for this campaign, or whenever we have to do just content for our social media. So that's how we like mix and match.
Oh, okay. Because I was just puzzled, like, how does a group work out? I mean, you have your dance choreography and all those things going on. It's like I actually kind of picked up from your previous single. I was watching all your TikTok videos that I almost did a TikTok video.
Show us again.
No, never again. I almost did it. I recorded one and I deleted it on the spot. It's like, do not. People have suffered enough during the pandemic. They don't need you doing this. Okay. But it was a fun thing. And the good news is you are out with the brand new single. Does that come with the dance?
Oh,
Does it?
you must do it this time.
Okay, I'll try. Let's talk about this brand new single of yours. It is okay. I must admit it's an amazing track. Off air, I was talking to Alicia. I said the production of this particular track is also amazing. The sound quality and whoever mixed and mastered it did a fantastic job. So please let us know about this single. What was it all about? Who wrote it? Who played the music in it? And what is it? Where is it? Where are you girls going to take it to?
Alicia can talk about this.
Okay. So the inspiration for this song actually came from my students.
Oh.
And I wrote this during CMCO when
Oh.
school had gone back for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having class and my kids were so different. A lot of them had anxiety. A lot of them were more shy than they already were. They were going through a lot of emotions that they could not
Oh.
express. And the
Ouch.
age group that I teach is 13 to 17. So it's where they go through puberty and the emotions are unstable at that time. And I remember a lot of them couldn't talk about what they were feeling. So the song was actually inspired by them,
Oh, okay.
about acknowledging that you are never alone, or being able
Ah.
to share your feelings or your problems with somebody, or just saying it out loud, and knowing that somebody else might be in the same boat as you.
Okay.
And whether it be talking to your peers or your teachers or your parents, whatever it may be, but just saying it out loud is the first step to healing.
That's a pretty deep song because they're big judging on the popish music that came in with the track. I did not expect this. Oh, this is deep. I thought he was like, okay, I'm back again. It's all about you. Let's party on. That kind of thing going on. I didn't pay close attention to the lyrics because I wanted to find out more about that. And who was involved in this, in the making of this particular track, especially the music, the idea, the concept? What made you have a deep lyric, okay, something like what you just mentioned about kids, the feeling, emotions and stuff. But what made you decide to make it sound a little upbeat?
So it's funny. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned about how like you would not expect that message or meaning that was rooted from the song, because the initial demo that Alicia sent us is very, very different. It's a much more stripped down ballad version. Do you have it,
I would
Alicia?
expect that.
Like,
I would expect that.
I don't even know where it is.
Then after that, I brought this song and I pitched it to our producer. And then he rearranged it because he was like, okay, like he was really into Dua Lipa at the time. So he rearranged it. And then when I heard the demo, I was like, oh, this is really nice. Because one thing that we like to do with TIGA SOUL is that, we like our vocal arrangement and everything, but we also like to show a song, one that is a more refined pop version. And then after we have an a cappella version and an acoustic version. And the thing what we find beautiful about that is that the essence of the song is there, but meaning-wise and how it touches the listener is very different.
Okay,
like we want like the original version of you, make you want to dance, make you want to party, empower you, make you feel good.
You want to have that catchy feel.
Yeah. And then with the like acoustic version, it's like more macam, it's still empowering, but it's more sentimental.
Yeah, I heard it with your previous single. That's what happened last night. I was just going through your entire playlist all over again on Spotify. It's like, yes. Then you find that extra one more listen about 10 times. That was me. Okay.
Thank
I was
you.
playing it over and over and over again. So it's like, okay, the first time I was listening to your previous single, then it came into the a cappella version of it, acoustic. I was like, hey, this is another track. Then when you read the title, it's like, hey, it's the same song, but sung in a different version, which sounded completely different from one another. So I was expecting that same thing to happen with this particular track. Anything's going to be happening for that acoustic version?
You're right. You're accurate.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Very accurate.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Yeah, like, give me a pass.
You can see a theme going on.
And I think there is also, before we go to like finalizing the song, there is also another process that is new completely to us, because three of us have written song together, like collectively sitting together. But this is the first song that we actually wrote over high technology. We wrote over Google Meet.
Yeah, it was a virtual songwriting.
High tech stuff, lah.
Yeah. So that was also interesting, because that time was definitely, I think when Alicia says CMCO, then after that it went into a stricter lockdown again. Yeah. So then that's why we decided.
I lost track with that season, man. Too many acronyms.
2.0, 3.0, 4.0.
Yeah.
So anyways, we were not allowed to go out again, basically. So we decided three of us will just meet online and we try to write something. We try to finish that song, and we were surprised because it actually was a very fast process. We finished it in one session.
Oh, cool. Because I was talking, like I was saying earlier, one of the things that I admire about this particular track is the production of the song itself. When you're listening to your headphones, in comparison with your previous track, this time I could hear your vocals individually clearer, which means I could differentiate each other. It's like, I know this is Sashi's part, and this is Kelly's part, this is Alicia's part. It was created in such a way which I admire it very much, because sometimes when you listen to groups, when they come up with a track or whatever, everybody has that same sound, so you can't really differentiate who's who. Unless there's certain bands, unless Destiny's Child, Beyonce will take it another level or whatever. But then again, you have that same level of sound. But for this one, the person who produced, or rather the guy who mixed and mastered this track, knew how to separate the vocals right, where it gave that individual compliment to each of you. So which I kind of love. I love it very, very much. I was listening to it over and over again, like playing games. Let's get it right. Let's see who's this. Let's do the guessing game. Whose vocal was this or not? Especially when it comes to Spotify, because Spotify is pretty well known to compress your sound.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, when you listen to Spotify, is all compressed. But this one, surprisingly, it's different. I heard every beat, every vocal. It was amazing. So kudos to the producer, and kudos to all
Yo!
three of you for all this amazing
Yay.
track.
Yeah. I definitely want to take
That-
this moment to just give credits to Joe because he really, really took in the quality of our vocals and the sound of the track very, very seriously. Because actually, this was our second time recording the song. At that time, also after the first vocals were finished, when he got the tracks, also he was like, you know what, I'm really not happy with it. He's like, your voices are not coming out, blah blah blah. But for us, we were so desperate for it to come out, especially after the pandemic. You're like, no, we need to come back now, we need to come back now. But then he was like,
man.
no, trust me, we can do it better, we can do it better. So I was like, fine. But because, like, thanks to that, thanks to his dedication in making it the best that he can, it's now this track.
Never mess with the chef when he's cooking.
Yes,
Listen to the chef.
Absolutely. Well said.
He cooked up a pretty good track, but he cooked up a very good track. And especially this particular track, I kind of love it. The whole works for you guys, whatever's written. And listening to the explanation by Alicia about what the song means, it is kind of nice. Now I got to listen to it again. And hopefully, is the lyrics included in the Spotify version of it?
Yeah, so that is being uploaded, I think, by tomorrow.
Okay, now we got to read the whole thing because I'm a guy who I'm a sucker for lyrics. I just love a good song with great lyrics. And based on how you describe the whole song, I got to read it, man. I got to read it over and over again. But what's the plans with this? I mean, I know you, TIGA SOUL have this, I don't know, discipline, or rather the concept of like, when I release a track, I'm going to go on a tour, media tour, and so on. But I'm pretty sure now the good news is everything's opened up. Shows are coming along. So are you guys planning to do a little tour to just, hey, we're back kind of thing?
Well, not a tour per se, but we do have a music video coming out. And then after that, we're having another public show, which is going to be at Bobo next month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bobo. Where is this Bobo? I haven't been there before. I see a lot of great acts performing there. Where is this Bobo thing?
It's in Bangsa.
Bangsa.
Yeah,
I was thinking, was it Bangsa?
It's Bangsa.
Tachi.
Bangsa. Where in Bangsa?
Jalan Bangkong.
Bangkok. That's
Yeah, so you know Jared and Rawlings, Kava, there are a few very, very nice restaurants. Bobo is actually upstairs. So it's not immediately obvious, but it's in between, some of the really great restaurants.
Search for the fancy schmancy door.
okay.
There.
Okay, I got to check it out. I thought Bobo was somewhere far away, so I didn't quite go to Bobo. I thought it was somewhere in Sentul or wherever, Damansara or something like that. I feel like an idiot right now. It was just Bangsa, man. My heck.
Bangsa je.
Bangsa, yeah, 25 minutes from my place. Excellent. Music video. Let's talk about the music video. What is it all about? Come on, give me the sneak peek of your music video.
Okay, I think
Kelly went missing again.
Kelly, sorry, I don't want to talk about music video.
See, now you know why I don't want to dance. You see, I did a bit of that move and Kelly disappeared.
Scared her away.
You see.
God.
Me and dancing
She'll be
million
back.
miles away.
She'll be back.
Yeah, let's have it.
Moment.
She's crying over there after seeing me dance. So give me a sneak peek of this particular music video that's coming up soon. When can we expect this?
For the date, it's still hush hush, but for the message of the song, it will represent what we individually what's the word for it, Alyssa? It's like when I asked the girls also, I said, what message do you guys get from the song? Because like
Our own
Alyssa,
perception.
our own perception. Like even when Alyssa gave us the chorus, when we sat down to write the rest of the body for the song, we input what was going on in our lives at that time. Like for me, I felt very stuck, and mentally also I was very low because I really didn't know what was going to happen. Right? Everything was uncertain and everything. So I wanted to feel empowered. So that's why, like with this song, it's like a reminder for myself that, okay, this is an empowering song. Like I want to like motivate myself again. Like get out, do like get things done. So that's the message from me. Like for Alessia, it's different.
Okay.
You can share yours, Alessia.
Yes, please.
Was that my cue? Not bad.
I feel good,
If you haven't noticed yet, I'm the one that doesn't like talking.
You sure about that?
Anytime now, babe. Anytime now.
You are the living talking.
No, but for me, it is like how I expressed it just now.
Mm-hmm.
Always about making sure that other people have a safe space to express themselves. And I hope the song brings them that, to show that even us as artists and individuals, we also go through the same things that normal people go through because we're normal people,
Yeah, yeah.
Everything that my kids go through, I go through too.
Yeah, like her main
You know,
message
you
also
know,
was
y-
about
sorry for
discovering
interrupting
your-
here, but I just can't digest the fact that when you use the word kids and children and you talk about 13 to 17 years old and you're just about what, 5 years, 2, 3 years away from that age?
No. I'm 28. Further away.
Not so far, lah, still nearby. Lah. But kind of like the.
About 11 years older than
Okay, lah, not too bad. Lah. Now I feel ancient again. But anyway, sorry, Karen, explaining. Sorry, you're saying. Sorry for interrupting earlier.
So that's basically it. Like, I want people to feel like they can talk to somebody.
Yeah, and
that's
also you mentioned like it's about discovering yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
That was like the
knowing,
main thing.
like knowing, in order to heal yourself,
Mhm.
you need to know yourself, and you need to acknowledge whatever is happening. So that is a very important, especially through the pandemic. A lot of things have changed for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people have gone through this phase of, who am I? What
Very
am
true.
I actually doing with my life? Is the job that I'm doing even worth me spending the time? Even though I'm earning this amount of money, am I happy? Am I really
Yes.
happy? Because if 2 years are taken away from me again, am I satisfied with what I've done? It's a very deep question that people have asked themselves. Many people have asked themselves. So talking about it is a wonderful thing. Discovering who you are through the process of it is very important. It's very valuable to your growth. That's how I feel about it.
I just like how Alicia's expression and all. It just felt like I was just having a conversation with befrienders for a moment ago.
Yeah. Like you're in therapy.
Welcome to
No,
TS
you make the best person to chat with. This like the whole expression, the way, the tone, and you said you don't talk much. It's like I could sit down and just listen to you all the way. It's like, okay, yeah, this is the kind of girl I want to talk with you, my problems, my whole issues and all. You're a
It's
good
because I
talker.
listen a lot. I listen a lot.
Nice. Kelly, do you feel the same for the song? Your interpretation of this particular track in linking it to the music video?
Yeah, I think in particularly the three of us, we sometimes somehow go through similar emotions together. And this song came quite timely. Like when we wrote it, all of us have our own struggles. All of us have our own mental health, issues, be it anxiety, depression, whatever it was. And I think the message of this song, even though the words are simple, I really hope that people will listen to it and then they will find that the main message is you are not alone. It's not MJ, but like you're not alone in your own sufferings. And also like this is very dear to my heart because as a trained mental health professional in the past, previously trained in mental health, this is a very very close to my heart topic that I really want to bring awareness to people.
Speaking of which, since you ladies have taken the initiative to talk about this, or rather focus on this aspect of the topic, do you think that people actually talk these days, or do they hold back because they might be judged? Because everything's being judged these days on social media, whatever you say, whatever you do. So do you think that's one of the factors why people don't speak up?
See, I feel like during the lockdown,
Mhm.
it wasn't. It was a very talked about topic, but I feel that now that we're back into this life, it feels as if like it's back to being a topic of taboo, like a taboo topic. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion on this, but I don't know about you girls.
I feel like it can go both ways. I feel like, especially with teenagers, and I will say that because they will say that I have depression, but they don't. Like they use the word very
Assume.
lightly.
Yeah.
They use the word very lightly without understanding what it actually means. Or I have anxiety, when in actual fact it's just excitement or
nervous.
worry. These emotions, they use it very, very loosely. These medical terms that are very serious. They use
Yep.
very loosely. And then I also have people who don't want to say it out loud, especially men.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be very honest. Not all men. Some men. I'm a man. I don't feel these kind of emotions.
Mm.
They don't
Oh.
talk about it. And the beauty of no, don't feel Kobe, don't feel the type of way. Don't feel the type of way. No, what I mean by that is it also comes from culture. It
Okay.
comes from cultural bias where we are taught, especially in Asian culture, boys shouldn't cry.
Yeah,
Boys are
man
supposed
up,
to be
you know?
strong.
Yeah, suck it up,
Boys
man up.
are
Yeah.
supposed to man up. And I feel like this is all toxic masculinity. And don't get me wrong, there are females like this as well, but it's more prevalent in men.
Men.
It's more prevalent.
We are
So-
breakable. though. No, but seriously, I'm not. All jokes aside, I've been a person who's been through that phase of my life before, and the only problem I face is having a conversation with people. It's like it's difficult to talk to people, especially when they're in my line of work. Everything is about communication, all talk. So when I talk to people, people get scared talking to me for some particular reason.
Right,
So
right.
it is kind of difficult also at the same time. There's a lot of times that I've noticed that people tend to say that, oh, if you have anything, you talk to me, just speak out. But the problem is when you do, they do not know how to react to this kind of
Yes.
situation,
So-
which is dangerous.
So with
Yeah.
Which is
that,
very
I want
dangerous.
to add, as much as expressing is very important, accepting and listening is also just as important.
Yeah.
And I think people need to remember that no matter what people say or what how people express it in whatever circumstance or situation that they're going through, everything needs to be accepted with an open heart. If you speak from a place of love, you need to receive from a place of love. It
Very true.
cannot, it has to be the same. Just because somebody says, speak to me, if you don't feel safe and you don't feel comfortable, you're not going to speak to that person.
Correct.
And that's
Yeah.
just the truth.
Yeah.
And whoever you do speak to, sometimes it's a complete stranger. And you know that I may never see this person again, but let me just lay out my emotions, lay out my cards. And that's it. It's out in the open now. And I don't have to hold it too long. I can let it go now. Sometimes
But-
it's just as simple as that.
But okay, I got a question for Kelly. I know this whole thing turned out from one thing to another right now, but I just have to ask this question. Since you guys are created a song pretty much about it, like Kelly, you are someone who's professionally trained in this mental health care and so on. But you see, like I was going back to the conversation of talking to people and the response people have towards you. You see, if the person doesn't know how to respond right, wouldn't that be considered dangerous?
It could
Because you see,
actually
everybody-
turn out to be harmful. Yes.
Yes, because a lot of people say, talk to me, let it out. You have to speak to somebody. But if the person doesn't know how to respond right, whatever response they're giving could backfire and make things worse, because not everybody is professionally trained in this kind of stuff on handling psychological matters, especially when someone is going through a depression or through anxieties and stuff like that. There's a lot of things involved in the conversation. So what do we have to say about people who thinks that, hey, let's talk, let's go ahead? You know, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing?
I have perfectly good examples. Like I have too often people around me, maybe they have some issues, but when they voice out to their spouses, for example, they just brush it off. It's like, you just feel like that because blah 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 blah. You'll be better. Don't think it's like anything serious. It happens, especially within our society, and maybe within a friend group even. We may not have the same knowledge, same range of knowledge about mental health. And yes, like you say, sometimes it can backfire and sometimes it can be dangerous if you open your mouth to the wrong person per se. Like it might make you feel worse because that person may give you, there's another term called toxic positivity.
Oh, yeah.
Just be positive, everything will be fine. You shouldn't be feeling like that. People's life worse than you. This kind of examples. It can be damaging. So I think we gotta find a balance. One thing is mental health awareness is definitely important. We can always try to educate ourselves and identify what we are going through, but of course that's not easy. And that is why I feel like in our country, of course, it's still the resources is still not open and enough. There are, and in fact, I don't know if you girls are happy to share it. We've all been to therapy, and
We're
in
all
some
going
form
for
or
therapy,
somehow.
yeah.
All going to
Yeah.
I
therapy.
gotta check that out, man.
Yeah. So we all have gone to different types of therapy, and we always find that useful. So my motto is always just go to therapy. I mean, as a
Ah.
joke, as a joke, just like therapy is good for anyone. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you may not actually have real depression or anxiety. Like just now, the Alicia's point was so good. Some people, they just throw around, yeah, I just feel depressed lah. But in fact, they're just adjusting to whatever that's happening. Or I so anxious lah. But they're just like, maybe just anticipating something to happen. It might not be anxiety. So the fact that our country I'm afraid that this is going to a very heavy territory. So I'll
No,
pull
it's
back
okay.
a bit.
Open up.
I pull back
It's
a bit, but I feel like the resources should be made known to everybody. So even if you're just going through problem, maybe not full blown whatever yet, you should be able to feel like you have a safe space. You can talk to someone inexpensively.
Okay.
Because therapy is expensive.
Yeah, that's
I
very
just want
important.
to add,
Yes,
therapy
please.
therapy is not just for problems. It's also for successes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very important that people also have somebody to share their achievements with.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also is if I could be wrong with this, it's also a nice opportunity for you to evaluate yourself. Whether if there is a problem, identifying the problem is the most important thing of all. So and also like identifying the success that you have. So therapy is a very good thing because a lot of people have this mindset or mentality that when you go for therapy, something not right with you, already.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. They have those thoughts. And I have to thank you, ladies. Why I'm having this particular conversation with you is because through the tough times, musicians or artists play a very important role, and you have done an amazing job considering that and coming out with this particular single entitled "You." As much as it sounds like it's an upbeat, popish kind of track, but at the very same time, it has a very deep meaning, and it's important for artists to consider this very, very much. It's just not about entertaining; it's about connecting with the people out there. And ladies, you have done a fantastic job with that. I thank you for that, man. Thank you very, very much. And speaking of which, since talking about minds and setting yourselves up and all, how did you girls, what was your motivation after the 2 years of sitting at home, and continuing back with TIGA Soul, the 2 years gap? Because most band, if you have 2 years gap, they could just might say like, hey, let's call it off, man. No point. 2 years has been going on. Nothing's been happening. Let's move on with their life. So what was the motivation for TIGA Soul to make a comeback, or rather to continue pursuing the music journey itself?
I think one thing that we take pride in, especially as an independent girl group, is that we will keep going no matter what adversity you throw at us. Already that word, right? Independent local girl group is already such a struggle.
Yeah.
But then coming out after a 2-year pandemic, and then us also feeling like, I don't know about them, but for me also, I felt like, oh my God, are we like too old for this?
Still relevant, staying relevant is always
I would appreciate it very much if the word old doesn't come out in this particular podcast, because I am feeling like everything's turning gray and it's like going really old.
You're getting wiser. You're getting wiser.
See, the things we say to console ourselves.
For like women, especially in the pop entertainment industry, it is a pressure. Age pressure is a thing. Because as much as people say talent matters, but the visual also it matters. To
look
the
type of
relevancy
way.
also matters.
Yeah.
So, but then I was like, no, I don't want to conform into that societal pressure. Like I just want to keep going and just keep pushing down doors and see where we go.
That's nice. That's very nice. And do you all feel the same, Alicia and Kelly?
Yeah.
And right. The reason why we are together is because of music. If it wasn't like, there's so many other things. The fact that we are 3 individual women who have real lives, who love all types of music, that really love each other, and we support each other through everything that we go through. It's our drive. Like, as much as it is music, it's also each other.
Cool.
Why not? There's nothing to lose. If you don't try, you never know.
this 2 years has definitely changed Alicia a lot, man.
Yes.
You just go back, do the rewind of the previous podcast and this one.
Yeah.
I kind of like this version of Alicia. It's like
I'm getting older. I'm getting older.
wiser.
Wiser.
Yeah, no, she's definitely walking the talk of discovering yourself.
Yes.
She
Yeah,
definitely
nice.
went through that growth. Like
Oh,
me and Kelly definitely see it.
And we're
Nice.
so proud.
Thanks.
I kind of like it. See, so many great things happen to people in 2 years. For me, past 2 years, all I did was learn how to cook.
Hey,
Oh, that's
good.
great. You know, that's the best. That's the best.
Let's experiment a new dish here, dish there.
Has your wife said anything about your cooking?
My wife gave up cooking. Now I'm spending more time in the kitchen than she does.
That is an achievement, okay? Because I hate
So
cooking.
when are you
so
cooking for
I
TIGA
admire
SOUL?
that.
Can anytime. It's like I hope you survive after that, lah. But truthfully, this is the thing for all men who's listening out there. If you know how to cook, keep it to yourself. Don't share it. Dangerous. Trust me, don't do that because your wife will never step into the kitchen again. It's like maybe one Sunday out of the blue. Is that it happens. But I'm enjoying it. What's wrong with it cooking for my wife? You know, it's a nice thing.
That's sweet.
Anyway, so before we wrap things up, just a quick question. I know it's a cliche, but what's the plans for TIGA SOUL in the next 6 months or maybe a year from now? Since you all are back in action again, so where do you see yourselves the next 6 months to 1 year? Don't go so far. Don't need 5 years, 10 years old.
The rest
The
of
next
this
6
year.
months, 1 year now. Yeah, rest of this year. What's your plans for that now?
Like, to be very honest, every time we get asked that question, I feel very scared because I don't want to jinx
The
anything.
jinx it.
But yeah, but ultimately, of course, you want to keep writing. You want to keep putting out music. And like even for Alyssa and Kelly, I feel very excited because they're writing a lot more now and all their
Okay.
ideas. You know, like it's just a very fun, creative space for us right now. And of course, we hope for the best, but ultimately, you know, if we're happy with the music, like that energy will transform to our music to the listeners. Yeah.
Cool. And also the quick question before I wrap things up. Sorry. Another thing is like for your performance as a girl group, when you do shows, where you guys like, you know, when certain venues you go to, are you following the concept of what's happening in the indie scene right now, which is like, I got to find the crowd, I got to bring the crowd in and then sell tickets? Or are you focused on, hey, this is TIGA SOUL, you pay us, you get us, you know, for the venue? Which one is it for you guys? Are you doing both or is this you're focusing on one thing only?
Kind of a mixture, I guess. I get what you're trying to say, and this can potentially be a very, very long discussion again
Yeah.
about what's going on in the scene.
You know where I'm getting, right? You know where I'm getting at, right?
I do. I guess it's good to strike the balance, and of course, as artists, we want to be paid. You know,
Yeah.
we want to be paid, but we also want to be everyone around us to feel the music and to enjoy what we do. So basically, I am keeping it as vague as we are.
Now, the reason why I'm asking you this is because I've asked this question almost to almost everybody I've chatted with. Is this that these days, since the opening of the lockdowns and so on, venues started, I'm not complaining, but venues started doing this thing that you got to sell tickets in order for you to perform. You organize your gigs, you bring your crowd, your audiences to my place down here. And that's been going on a lot, which is okay, like 50-50, good thing and a bad thing. On the bad side is that is it going to be a fixed trend in the near future? Instead of venues just inviting artists to come and perform by paying them, but now they're getting artists to come on board and selling your own tickets in order for you to perform on that stage. You know, that's been happening a lot. I've seen a lot of gigs going on. So, which is a bad thing because before the lockdown, everybody paid. I want TIGA SOUL to come and perform my side. Okay, what's your price? You come and do a show. This is your fee. I don't have to worry about how many what's the patrons like, who's coming in, who's not. You know, but now it seems to be like, hey, you want to perform my stage, you bring in the crowd. So that kind of thing seems to be happening a lot lately. So what's your take on that?
I feel like it has to be like a 50-50. If you gotta just sell based on ticket sale only, the venue will have to have the responsibility to also properly do their marketing. So that it's beneficial to both sides.
That market and also price, to be honest. Because certain ticket prices, even for me, I'm like, wow, that's really expensive. Like I wouldn't want to pressure, like even for let's say like for her students to come to pay that
My
money.
kids can't afford to come.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can imagine that because even in terms of marketing, I've noticed the band of the artists, they're putting up a lot of work in terms of promoting that particular show for that day. And when you look back at the social media of the venues, they just like one post, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, the rest you take care of it.
That's
You
what I
know.
meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So which is a bad thing. It's like, is it good for the artist or is it a bad thing for the artist?
And also the other thing is, there's only this amount of audience. If you're doing, for example, like 3-4 shows in a week, you have to expect your audience will dilute. So
Yes.
so it's really a balance. And I think my take anyways, because I'm singing a lot more, like I'm pretty much singing 5 nights a week at different places. So I really, really feel it. Like some of my fans will come this night and then they can't come
She's
the
rich.
next night. No, you cannot expect them to be all 5 shows, So so it boils down to the concept of the place, whether they already have their regular patrons there or not, to be able to say, okay, this is purely ticket based, because you cannot expect 100% of our own people, especially like like if Alicia said, I have so many students, but they cannot pay like say few $100 for a show.
Yeah. So because this happened with the DJs a while back, from the generation which I started DJing. It's like, you just hire, you come, you spin, you go back, that's about it. Then came to a part that you got to have your own clientele, your own list of people in order for you to spin in a club. And how popular are you? How many patrons can you bring on board?
Yep.
Only then you'll be hired for the
get
club,
that,
which is a very bad thing. And now it's like, you're not just the DJ, you're a marketer, you're a promoter, you're a PR person, the whole lot of list. So I'm just afraid that might happen to the artists these days. So hopefully not. Let's hope for the best for that. Ladies, once again, thank you very, very much. You is the brand new single available on all streaming platforms. Music video, when can we expect it? Anytime soon? Weeks, days, months?
Just keep smiling. Just keep smiling.
just
Sachi.
smile
Just
and
keep
wave.
smiling.
Smile away, boys.
Smile away.
I know. Have you started shooting, or is it done? Or is it like, okay, how you want to shoot this, huh?
It's in the process.
Okay, good. We'll just wait. Keep our fingers crossed for that. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies. It's an amazing track. Don't forget, I'll share it on the website. Every single thing that you need to know about TIGA SOUL will be on the webpage. You can check it out. Don't forget to follow them on the social media page, which is on Instagram, TIGA SOUL, Facebook, TIGA SOUL, TikTok, TIGA SOUL, and check out that. Now you don't disappear.
We need to put it as a meme.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Thank you very much, ladies. It's been a pleasure chatting with y'all after 2 years. Hopefully, I can catch your next show in Bobo, right?
Yes, Bobo.
In Bangsar,
Any-
Bangsar. Next month?
September. Yeah.
When is this again?
15th, 16th, and 17th September.
Oh, okay. Got enough time to plan my schedule. So thank you once again, ladies. Have a great week ahead, right?
Thank you. Bye.